Humans of the cardboard, welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. The ban list just dropped. It is Saturday, morning, 12 o'clock on a Saturday. YCS Philly is going on right now. This is insane. They never drop it at this time. I can't believe this. How many people at YCS Philly are just going to be like, this news is hitting people like in the middle of a giant tournament? It's crazy. There's other stuff going on too, but it looks like a huge ban list. It's going to be live next week, June 5th. Sorry, I'm not going to be able to pull it up. I'm actually not able to get home right now. So, you know, whatever. Enjoy the background. Ignore that for now. Let's just get into this thing, okay? Okay, starting off. Bans. Cyberstein, first card banned. That's totally fine. This card only ever comes up for the most degenerate stuff ever. You know what I mean? Exterio and just floodgates or just like super insane combos. I'm totally fine with seeing this card go. No problems there. I think mostly super heavy samurai. Certain builds would play this card, but other than that, you didn't see this card going around all too much. Fine. Next up, super heavy samurai Scarecrow. I can't believe they went after this deck so early. This deck's been around for like 3 weeks. Now, I don't think this kills the deck probably. I'm sure there's going to be some way to adapt the deck to still make things happen. You still have everything else, but it does take away a lot of the deck's ability to play through interruption. It make like stuff like Ash and those mediocre hand traps get a lot better now, because if you Ash the Soul Piercer that you never wanted to do, they just make Scarecrow, reborn it back, like link it, synchro it off, whatever, search again. And so it made your stuff feel not impactful, but a lot of those cards are going to be a little more impactful here, and they're not going to be able to loop Soul Piercer nearly as much without Scarecrow. I can't believe they went after it. I feel like that's a good hit, though. It was either going to be Soul Piercer or Scarecrow, and so we'll see. We'll see how the deck evolves from there. Next up, Diablosis the Mind Hacker gets a ban as well. This is a really nice hit. This was the first thing I wanted to see happen to Kashtira. I hope there's some small main deck hits as well to hurt consistency. But this was the biggest thing, right? This card is the reason why the deck has those duels, 1 in 10 duels, where they just like completely decimate you. They banish everything. They rip multiple cards out of your extra deck. They lock all your zones, all that stuff. And without this card, they don't have that high roll potential to just steamroll you for free. Now, they still have some insane Macrocosmos, Floodgates, and a cool, like, grindy control game. But, you know, this was the biggest piece to me. To take away that, like, those stupid games that are unplayable. From there, Appointer of the Red Lotus, this card was just giving free wins post side going first. I'm totally fine with this card going. Just play Solemn Judgment. This card's more degenerate than that because it gives you full hand knowledge. Very broken. So that's totally fine. And Branded Expulsion, last card to get the ban here. Yeah, we talked about this. I didn't think Gimmick Puppet was the route because there are other floodgates they could potentially take advantage of. So they were just going to find something else, hit the card that's doing it. I know people were complaining that, like, oh, they get other cards that can still reborn, but they're not as good. They're not as consistent to get to, especially through interaction. And so I think that's a little bit better. Expulsion was harder to stop overall. So, yep, those are the 5 bans. Moving on to our limits, I believe. Okay, here we go. Limits. Blaster, Dragon Ruler of Infernos. We kind of could have figured this with all the fire support we've been getting as of late. You know, Blaster coming back is fine. So that's totally cool. Mathmech Circular, dude. Mathmech Circular to 1. Wowee. I don't even know how to feel about this. I mean, it makes a Code Talker deck, you know, interesting to think about, because if you play a Mathmech engine, it's got to be real small, and like, do you even want to play a package that small and still have bricks in it like the Super Factorial? Very interesting there. That's a huge hit for sure. It's still going to be pretty searchable, but with only 1, man, that's huge. That is huge. Psi, Frame, Gear, Gamma. Whoa! I can't believe they hit Gamma like this. Gamma to 1. I mean, Gamma's always been good, but it's good in like certain scenarios. I guess the main thing is, like, if you have a really high ceiling deck and Gamma's the type of card that is like allowing them to beat certain cards that should beat them. Stuff like Droll on Super Heavy Samurai. This card helped them just neutralize that in a good amount of scenarios. Stuff like that. I guess it was just too good. And this is going to deter a lot of people from wanting to play this card really ever. So we'll see. Danglong, the first of the Yang Zing. What is this? Ban list is crazy. Okay, Danglong's very exciting. I'm actually very excited to kind of mess around with some of that stuff. You could look at a 10 Yi Yang Zing, Sword Soul deck potentially. Denglong, maybe I mess around with Zephyra. That could be a thing. Zephyra with Denglong. That was a big thing in the OCG a while ago. Definitely very excited to mess around with that. Kashtira, a Rise Heart to 1. Wow, that's not the hit I was expecting, but it makes the deck so much more fragile. There is not that grind game of I have to have the out for Rise Heart and then I can't let them reestablish it. It's now, once you out that first Rise Heart, they kind of just have to beat you with Fenrir Unicorn control. Not nearly as strong. So cool. A Band of Diablosis and a limit to a Rise Heart may be enough to kind of check them in. The main deck's untouched at this point, but still okay. Pirelli Delicious Memory to 1. They're hitting everything so early. I mean, this is the hit I wanted because this takes away the potential to end on multiple Delicious Memory equipped underneath of your Exceeds on your opponent's standby. So you can draw, the potential is that you could potentially draw 6 cards in their standby. Now max, you're drawing 2. And I think that's just super, super fair, relatively speaking. So that works. I'll take that for sure. I haven't really had too much experience with Pirelli just yet. I mean, it's really only been playable a couple of weeks. Again, I don't think this kills them, just this, if there's no other hits, but it does take away a little bit of main deck consistency as well, but we'll see. And the last one here, Naturia Sacred Tree to 1. I believe a non-once per turn search effect on send. That really hurts the Naturia engine. I'm not sure the Naturia engine is going to be worth playing without this card in multiples. It still could be. I'm not going to say for sure, but like that is definitely a notable hit to make note of for the Naturia deck. So many hits, dude. Wow. And then Denglong is huge. I'm really going to have to mess around with Denglong stuff. All right, moving on. Semi-limits. Wow, big one. Herald of Orange Light from 1 to 2. Wow, is that like a Drytron? Is that like a Drytron support kind of thing? Oh, Kashtira Unicorn goes from 3 to 2. Woo! Doesn't really change much if that's like the only thing you hit. Jeez, Lightning Storm from 3 to 2. Okay, whatever. I mean, like whatever. This card isn't even like that played right now. Whatever. Runic Fountain to 2, that matters. I mean, I know a lot of lists only play 2, but that can matter. It would matter much more at 1, but this is a step, and it looks like the kind of step where like they put it to 2, and then next format, if Runic is still really good, which to be honest, of the decks that are getting hit here, Runic has taken some of the smallest hits overall from like the best decks. If this deck's still really good, I could see it going to 1 on the next list. Sky, Striker, Mobilize, Engage to 2. Oh no, this can't be what we want. We can't want Engage at more than 1. I mean, listen, Sky Striker isn't overrunning the OCG, and they have Engage, I believe, at 2. But man, it's still really scary. We'll see. We'll see about that. Sprite Starter from 3 to 2. I don't even know why Sprite need to be hit. Sprite hasn't even been like good for the last like couple of weeks, but okay. A lot of weird ones here. I don't know if I love any of these. Herald of Orange Light to 2. I don't know. I don't know if we want more of that. Kashtira Unicorn from 3 to 2. Whatever. Lightning Storm 3 to 2. Whatever. Runic Fountain 3 to 2. Whatever. Most people like 2 anyway. Engage to 2. I don't know if we want more of that. And Starter 3 to 2. Okay. I don't know. Not that crazy. I don't know. I don't love this semi-limited section here. I'll be honest. And the final section here is Complete Unlimits. Here we go. Blackwing Steam the Cloak. Fine. Totally fine. Without Hockey Firebacks, that card can be at $1 million. Gen X Ally Birdman. Fine. I think this card was abused in an FTK a long time ago, but I think it's probably okay now. Samsara Lotus. I'm assuming this FTK isn't as doable, because I'm pretty sure that's why this card got hit in the first place. Spiral Quick Fix. Unlimited. That's really interesting. Are we really going to give Spiral literally everything except for Master Plan? Well, I'm curious to see what they could do under that. Lyrilusk, Recital Starling. It's been at 2. I think in a lot of builds, even for like Lyrilusk and Lyrilusk Tri-Brigade builds, they probably play 2, maybe 3, but I don't think it matters too much. I think it's been power crept enough. It's probably fine. Draco Face Off, not a huge worry. This is a card I've eyed up for a while as like a card that could come off the list. And Sky Striker Mecha Modules Multi-Roll, completely unbanned. Wow. So I believe that leaves us with the only hit to Sky Strikers now. I think they still have Hornet drones at 1 and now Engage at 2. And those are the only hits for them going forward. This is obviously a timely thing where this makes me think that we're going to get both the new Link 2s in the Battles of Legend, or we'll get them imported in the next core set before the next ban list, because why do it now if there's no other hype around it? I think that pairs up nicely as far as trying to, you know what I mean, pair those up together and get people hyped for strikers. A lot going on here. All the best decks looking like they got hit. Branded, not a huge hit, but also, to be fair, Branded's like so counterable, I feel like, so they'll still be really good, but definitely one of the lesser of the hit decks going around. Kashtira takes a big hit. Super Heavy Samurai, big hit with the Link 1, and Pirelli with the quick play spell going from 3 to 1 so early. Big hits to them. Labyrinth looks completely untouched. Trying to think what else is like top meta. Naturia Runic, a couple of good hits there. They're definitely a little bit worse, especially the Runic or the Naturia engine. And I guess Sprite gets starter from 3 to 2, but not too crazy there. All in all, man, I don't know what to expect. This is going to definitely turn this format on its head. Does this make Vanquish Soul look a lot better? I don't love that because the deck's already going to be hella expensive the way they printed it in that set with everything being high rarity for them. And now the fact that the whole format's going to be brought down a tier pretty much by hitting all the best decks this hard. Does that stuff become even more expensive, or does that deck become way better relatively to the format? We'll have to see. I want to know your guys' thoughts down below here. There's a lot of cool stuff here. There's a lot of hits to a lot of the top decks, and there's a handful of really potentially impactful unlimits, like non-hits, like releasing stuff here. Only thing I'm missing here is Heart Pourer. Where's Heart Pourer? But still really interesting, guys. So I'm out of here for today. Thank you so much for watching, as always. Let me know your thoughts down below on this stuff. Where do you land on this new ban list? Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Where do you land? I'm going crazy, man. All right, let me know your thoughts. Peace.